All right, let's dive into something that, honestly, it could be the superpower you've been missing in this crazy, fast-paced world we live in. We're talking about detachment. But hold on, because it's probably not what you think it is. I mean, who hasn't felt this? That feeling of just being weighed down. Carrying all this heavy baggage around. Stress from your job, maybe some old memories that just won't go away, or that constant pressure to just be better. It can feel like you're completely trapped by your own problems, right? But what if? What if there was a way to just step back for a second and find some breathing room? Okay, so when I say the word detachment, I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. It sounds kind of cold, right? Distant, like you're just giving up on everything and everyone. And let me tell you, that is probably the single biggest misunderstanding about this whole idea. So this is where we totally flip the script. See, true detachment isn't about running away from your life. Not at all. It's about finding the freedom to act without being paralyzed by fear. It's not about being cold or uncaring. It's about getting crystal clear on what matters. And it's definitely not about renouncing life. It's about tapping into this deep inner strength that, honestly, empowers you like nothing else. All right, first things first, let's bust the main myth that holds so many of us back. So here it is, the biggest mistake pretty much all of us make. We take these temporary things, like being stressed or sick or worried about money, and we let them become our entire identity. It's like we merge with the problem itself. And that is where so much of our suffering really comes from.
The fix? It's actually a super simple but powerful shift in how we talk to ourselves. Instead of saying, I am sick, which makes the sickness you realize my body is sick. See the difference? Or I am stressed becomes my mind is stressed. It seems like a tiny change in words, but it creates this huge shift in your perspective. It's a reminder that you are not your stress. You are not your temporary situation. You are the one who's watching it happen.
Okay, so if you're not your problems, then who are you? Well, the answer lies in understanding this idea of the inner observer. The whole idea here is to start seeing your true self as the soul, this calm, steady observer inside you. The inner engineer, if you will. Think about it like this. Your body? That's the car. Your mind? It's the GPS, constantly chattering with directions and warnings. But your soul, you're the driver. The car might get a flat tire, right? The GPS might freak out. But the driver stays calm, stays aware, and is the one who's actually in charge of figuring out how to fix things. And this quote from the source material just nails it. The body suffers, the mind overthinks, but the soul remains untouched, calm, and guiding. All that external stuff, it happens to us for sure, but it doesn't have to define who we really are deep down. All right, so I get it. This all sounds great in theory, but you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? Like in my real, messy, day-to-day life? Let's get practical. Okay, let's talk about stress and past memories. We get so stuck on a loop, right? Replaying old hurts over and over. So here's the improvement. Start seeing those painful memories like a closet full of old clothes. Seriously. You wouldn't wear an outfit from 10 years ago that doesn't fit anymore, would you? The same thing goes for that old pain. It was an experience. You learned a lesson, for sure. But it's not who you are today. And here's a simple action plan to get you started. That daily pause, it's a game changer. Just 5 minutes. Sit and watch your thoughts float by like clouds without getting all tangled up in them. And reframing those memories like we just talked about, that's another super powerful way to create some space between you and that old suffering. Now let's switch gears to productivity. This is a big one. So many of us make the mistake of thinking that stress means we're working hard, but it just doesn't work that way. Stress actually drains your focus. Detachment, on the other hand, lets you take all that wasted energy and channel it into calm, super efficient effort. You stop overthinking the outcome, you stop being so afraid of failing, and you just focus 100% on the task right in front of you. So, next time you start a big project, try this. Just set an intention. I'm the observer, I'm just here to give my best. And those tiny 2-minute breaks, they aren't about being lazy. They are a strategic reset button for your focus. They help you step back, breathe, and come back even stronger. It's all about falling in love with the process, giving it your all, and letting the results be what they're going to be. And look, this isn't some new age fad. This is ancient, timeless wisdom. We're talking thousands of years ago, the Bhagavad Gita was saying that actions must be performed without attachment to results. Why? Because that's the secret. That's what frees your mind from all the anxiety that gets in the way of you doing your best work. Okay, let's zoom out for a second, because this is bigger than just managing your own stress. This is a skill that literally has the power to change generations. Just imagine for a second. What if we didn't have to learn this stuff as a last-ditch effort when we're already adults, completely tangled up in stress and bad habits? What if detachment was taught as a basic foundational skill right from childhood?
I mean, the potential benefits are just huge. We could raise kids who are truly resilient, who can brush off peer pressure. Kids who aren't terrified of trying something new and maybe failing. Kids who don't have unhealthy attachments to their phones. Just imagine a whole generation that learns to define their worth by their character, by their inner calm, not by a bad test score or losing a soccer game.
And just to be super clear here, this isn't about creating a generation of cold, distant kids. It's the complete opposite. It's about giving them the inner strength and the balance they need to actually engage with the world more deeply, more kindly, and honestly, just more effectively. So when you boil it all down, it's about one fundamental shift, moving from being a stressed out participant who's constantly getting dragged around by life's problems to becoming that calm, steady observer who guides your own life with clarity and with strength.
So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What could you truly achieve? What could you create? Or who could you become if you weren't weighed down by all that heavy baggage of stress and fear and old pain? Really think about it. The possibilities? They're pretty much endless.